You know, he picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
But it's, again, it just tells the story of it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
And there I am. Hey guys, welcome to the Think Tank. I give you guys the heads up on Discord. Welcome back, Shauna. That's awesome. Always appreciate you. So yeah, a little bit off, but we'll get this, right? So Joel Rifkin, have you heard of him before? He is another Long Island Cheerio. He had 17 victims. Well, hey, friend. Good to see you, Maxie. Joel had 17 victims. Basically working girls. Same thing as Rex Heuermann. And he also had the same MO. He had the same actions, like the neck actions, I guess. And that's how he was with his victims as well. He ended up actually being caught by a cop going this way as he's going another direction to dump somebody off. And cop noticed the guy had no plates. So turned around. Well, the car takes off. He ends up slamming into a pole. Cops came and got him. He went easily. They could smell something. They looked, and sure enough, there was remains in the vehicle with him. So he did admit to 17 of them. But he is very, very close to Rex, in my opinion, like the closest thing I can find. Let's see, I'll just put this up. There we are. Did you get most of your stuff caught up there, friend? Yeah, straight up caught red-handed, right? Like, what the hell? Nothing like driving around with... My. So I thought maybe we could take a look at him and see what kind of similarities there is between the two. Is there a possibility of there being other victims? I don't know. I think that there's a great possibility. So I'm going to make this a little bigger for us. So the Cheerio also took apart 17 and dumped. They're saying that heads were scattered across a golf course. How do I get rid of this? Like, are you kidding me? No, thank you. So this is him there. He is aged, but he seems to be willing to talk to reporters and people. I don't know. So Brutal mass Cheerio. Joel Rifkin is serving more than 200 years in an asylum turned prison for taking apart 17 over a 4-year period. On the day of his 64th birthday, it looks like he was interviewed and more than willing to go over. So this is the Daily Star. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at another one just because. Let's take a look here, friends. Joel Rifkin. Yeah, I think I'm going to look at another one because I just want to make sure that it's reputable, and I don't know about that one, so we'll just pass. So this is going to be this is from the New York State Police, basically talking about his arrest. Let's bump this up. So, Joel Rifkin's arrest, 1993. On June 28th, 1993, at approximately 3:15 a.m., troopers Deborah Spargan and Sean Sean R. attempted to stop a 1984 tan Mazda B2000 pickup with a black cap on the Southern State Parkway for operating without a rear license plate affixed. The vehicle fled and attempted to evade the pursuing troopers. The operator of the Mazda increased his speed, exiting the parkway at Wantagh Avenue northbound at approximately 65 miles per hour. The trooper notified SP Farmingdale Communications that they were in pursuit of this vehicle and requested assistance. The pursuit continued onto State 7 to Glen Cove Road and then Roslyn Road, with numerous secondary roadways being traversed during the pursuit. The Mazda reached up to 90 miles per hour in the pursuit, with several Nassau County and Garden City Police Department units joining in the pursuit. The Mazda attempted to make a left turn onto Old Country Road eastbound from Roslyn Road. The operator lost control and crashed into severed a light pole on the south side of the roadway. The Mazda came to rest on the sidewalk bordering Old Country Road, approximately 70 to 75 feet west of Washington Avenue. The pursuit itself lasted approximately 20 to 25 minutes. The operator, identified as Joel David Rifkin, date of birth January 20th, 1959, of 1492 Garden Street, East Meadow, New York, was removed from the vehicle and taken into custody. Troopers began an inventory search to impound the Mazda and discovered the deceased remains of a working girl identified as Tiffany Biscani, hidden in the rear. Rifkin was charged with second and reckless endangerment, first in Nassau County. During the subsequent investigation, Rifkin admitted to an additional 16 attacks from the New York City and Long Island areas. An exhaustive investigation by the Rifkin Task Force led to the location and identification of the remains of 15 of Rifkin's victims. Criminal charges were either lodged or contemplated in a total of 10 jurisdictions. Rifkin was convicted after trial in Nassau County on May 9th, 1994, for the death of Tiffany Biscani. He subsequently pled guilty to 2 counts of second degree in Suffolk and 1 count of second in Queens. Aye, this man. So, Well, hello, Mom. Good to see you, friend. All right. Everything's going good there. Let's check this out. Joel. Who is Joel Rifkin? This is going to be a relatively short stream today. Hey, James. Good to see you, friend. Okay, let's see. Blow this up a little bit more. So, birth name, Joel David Rifkin, alias Joel the Ripper. Birth date, 1959, January 20th in New York. It says in here, 18 victims in the state of New York from the time between 1989 and 1993. Can we just, not? Thank you. And he was apprehended June 27th, 1993, and ended up with 203 years to life. The judge actually said, just in case you come back reincarnated, I want to make sure that you're locked up for that lifetime too. Well said. So yeah, born January 20th, 1959, is an American Cheerio who attacked 18 women, mostly addicted people that were working between 1989 and 1993 in New York City. Although Rifkin often hired working people and girls in Brooklyn and Manhattan, he lived in East Meadow, a suburban town on Long Island. During his trial, Rifkin was represented by Manola-based attorney John Lawrence. So, where are we getting this from? Academic Dictionaries Encyclopedias.com. So his early life. The son of unknown parents, he was adopted by Bernard and Jeannie Rifkin when he was 3 weeks old. The couple adopted another child, a daughter, 3 years later. In 1965, the family settled in East Meadows, New York, where Rifkin would spend most of his remaining years. A shy, awkward child, he was targeted by bullies and he did poorly in school despite having tested and got an IQ of 128. After graduating from high school, Rifkin, who was particularly interested in horticulture and photojournalism. Sorry, I've got my fan going and I've been doing some housework and I've got that fine little chinchilla hair is flying all over the place. Oh. Alrighty. So after graduating from high school, Rifkin, who was particularly interested in horticulture and photojournalism, made several attempts at community college and attended the State University of New York at Brockport, where he worked for a time as a photographer on the school newspaper, The Stylus. He held down various jobs, spending much of the little money he made on working girls. In February 1987, Rifkin's adopted father unalived himself to end the pain of cancer, thereby increasing Rifkin's depression. At this time, he had become increasingly obsessed with all sorts of bad stuff here. Rifkin was arrested for soliciting a girl on August 22nd, 1987 in Hempstead, Long Island. He did conceal the arrest from his family, like you do. Rifkin commented his first attack in 1989, unaliving a working girl and taking apart the body and tossing it into the East River. Over the next 4 years, he did the same thing to 16 more girls. Sometimes he would take them back to East Meadow, to the house where he lived with his sister and elderly mother. Other times, he just did it in his car, which is a really good idea as far as what Rex could have been doing. Like, that kind of puts that a little bit more solid in my mind, that it wouldn't be that hard to do. So police finally caught up with Rifkin in June 1993, and this is once again when they spotted that pickup truck without license plates. He had that high-speed chase, crashed into a utility pole, got arrested, and they found Tiffany Bascani, 22, the girlfriend of Dave Rubenstein, aka Dave Insurgent, a member of the 1980s punk band Reagan Youth, and his final victim. Rifkin was found guilty of 9 in 1994 and again sentenced to 203 years. He will be eligible for parole in 2197. Yes, I do. Damn. Well said, friend. Gizmo. Oh no. I'm scrolling back, guys. My lord. Are you mad, James? Yeah, a second one. 111 today. Oh my word. You guys. Oh, the heat. Oh, James, I'm sorry. Oh my God, that does suck. Yeah, definitely a nightmare of owning your home. Beyond mad, pure rage. Well, they better get it right this time, right? So, Rifkin's prison life. 1994, it was reported that Rifkin had engaged in a jailhouse scuffle with Cheerio Colin Ferguson. He was a big guy too, right? Prison officials decided in 1996 that Rifkin was so notorious that his presence in a gen pop situation could be disruptive. He was confined to a cell in Attica Correctional Facility for 23 hours a day. He spent more than 4 years in solitary confinement before being transferred to the Clinton Correctional Facility in Clinton County. In 2000, a state appellate court determined that the prison officials had not violated Rifkin's constitutional rights by housing him in isolation. Rifkin's lawsuit seeks $50,000 for each of his 1,540 days in solitary confinement, totaling $77 million. If he were to receive any money, it would be subject to state laws and earmarked most of the award for the families of his victims. Corrections say Rifkin is now in prison with more than 200 other inmates at Clinton who are not allowed into the general population. Seinfeld episode Masseuse, Elaine Benz dates a man played by Anthony Castero, who is coincidentally named Joel Rifkin. After a few humorous mishaps, she suggested he change his name to something less frightening, like Dion, Ned, Remy, all of the places he hates. Another name she proposes, ironically, OJ, So because of his crimes, Rifkin was referred to by some tabloids as Joel the Ripper. Yeah. Joel Rifkin. What was that? Oh my God. Okay. Joel Rifkin. See if I can find something I'm not gonna get in trouble for. Okay. I'm still having an issue with right now. They keep demonetizing my videos. What? No. I don't know who this woman is that is pissed off at me. Well, I don't know if they call it pissed off. I don't know what it's called. But I had like a minute and a half, I guess, of something of hers on one of the streams. I didn't even know about it, or I wouldn't have done it. But yeah, I got in trouble, and I didn't even know I did it. But I did send in like a submission because I'm thinking it should be fair use, in my opinion.
CBS 2's Mary Calvi takes us inside the mind of a killer.
Certain things are very hard to stop.
An addiction to murder. Joel Rifkin terrorized the city over a 4-year span, killing one woman after another with his bare hands.
You think of people as things.
And now, a new killer may be following in his murderous footsteps.
There's like a whole little graveyard going on down there.
The beach off Ocean Parkway on Long Island, the final resting place of 4 women found murdered.
We could have a serial killer.
It happened last month. It is a scene eerily similar to a case 4 years ago just outside Atlantic City.
There's a madman out here.
There, just a mile from the beach in a drainage ditch, 4 women are found dead, strangled. 4 women in Atlantic City, 4 women on Long Island, 4 years apart, all unsolved. Could crimes of the past offer a clue? The year was 1990, the year the murderous rampage of notorious Long Island serial killer Joel Rifkin came to an end.
A brutal, savage, murderous attack.
In maximum security prison for 16 years now, Joel Rifkin spoke with me in detail about his killing.
So there is quite a bit out there. I watched a couple of documentaries on Joel Rifkin, and he sits down and he will tell you how it is. From what he believes, and I think he's being as honest as someone like that can be.
Spree and the 2 unsolved now. Rifkin's victims totaled 17, all of them prostitutes.
Drug-addicted, disease-carrying vermin is the lie I told myself.
Unlike the groups of 4 discovered on Long Island and in Atlantic City, Joel Rifkin told me he disposed of his bodies in 3s.
They were mini clusters, little, sets of 3. 3 were dismembered, 3 were in oil drums. Some were in water, some were on land. It's like my own little nightmare scenarios.
Rifkin painstakingly covered up.
So what I found interesting about Rifkin, I don't know if they'll get into this in this clip, but he did everything in 3s, he said. 3 this way, 3 that way, 3 disposed of this way, another 3 disposed that way. He said 3s, which I found kind of interesting. Makes me think of the 4 girls from Atlanta with Rex Heuermann, right?
his crimes in threes. He researched past crimes for details.
Water is harder to investigate than land because it washes everything.
The killer in Atlantic City may have known that as well. The victims were discovered face down in several inches of water. Key evidence washed away. Rifkin adds that's no coincidence.
Since it's four in one place, he's probably comfortable with the area.
When I asked if he thought the killer or killers in these latest cases would commit murder again,
Yeah. I don't have any doubts.
What about the women that you killed? Was there a thought about lives that you took? Families that you ruined?
You lie to yourself. You deny that there's a family. You deny that there's parents and possibly kids.
throughout his trial and his incarceration, Joel Rifkin still cannot explain one thing. Why?
I don't know. I don't know. Why do people try to quit smoking for their entire lives?
I'm not so sure that's like a just comparison. So yeah, it does make me kind of wonder, do they have these little, I don't know, what do you call them, rituals? Or do they all seem to have something that they do consistently through each of their criminal careers?
Would you have killed again if you weren't caught?
As much as they say I wanted to stop, there probably would have been others.
The courts sentenced Joel Rifkin to more than 200 years in prison, making any chance of parole impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he's doing everything, it seems to me, in fours. You know? Those four girls were pretty tight together, those Gilgo four. And if he had anything to do with Atlanta, that's four again. I don't know. I have a really hard time believing that Rex did just these four. I really hope that that house brings up his secrets. And it does look like his wife is possibly going to be staying in that home. I know that some neighbors had sent some food, a bag of supplies over to their house. They got the police to take it over, and just the neighbors said, we want you to know we support you and we understand that you are guilt-free. So, you know, maybe they'll be able to, that's all they know. So maybe they'll be able to stay. I can't imagine what the inside of that place would look like. Oh my God. So that's Joel Rifkin. I thought maybe we could take a look at him. You know, I don't know, would he have fessed up to everything he did? Would that, or would there still possibly be more scattered around? I almost think he would say. He doesn't seem to be so evil that he's not, well, he's evil. He's as evil as they get. But for whatever reason, he told about those 17 or 18 that were attacked. So I don't see why he would say he didn't do the other ones if he had actually been involved in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, Joel Rifkin, another bad guy in the same area. I would like to do, I'm hoping that I can cover a lot of these different angles that are going around this case, because there's so many. These women all need to have a bit of a voice, you know, they deserve it. Makes me wonder what's in the water down there that they're drinking, that this is, I agree. 4 is not right to me. The level of crime he committed, you climb to that level. I think you're right. And then you get good at it and more gratification. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's an addiction. It becomes an addiction. That's the way I have grown to understand it. So I don't know. Is it possible that he had anything to do with these other cases? I won't eliminate it, but at the same time, I can't say yes for sure, right? Yeah. So there is also John Bittroff that we should probably talk about at one point. And he is another guy from Long Island. And he was tied to at least 2 of the 6 new, like these Long Island victims. He was a carpenter from Long Island. DNA evidence convicted him of Rita Tengredi, Colleen McNamee. 14 victims and not one shred of evidence connecting them. Oh my word. So I think I'm going to have to work with, work on him next, is my thoughts. We'll see how it goes, but I think he's worth the discussion. Oh, Mexi. Thank you, friend. Thank you very much. Number 1 fan. Thank you, friend. Aw. His house, his vehicle, storage sheds, something there. Got to be something. He didn't think he was going to get caught. So maybe he didn't hide stuff so well. I hope you're right. Like, this needs to... Right, Mixie? Such a love, you guys. All of y'all. Yeah, I hope that they are able to connect him with as much as he needs to be connected to. Whatever he's done, I hope that they can find a trail. And if these people have not been found yet, maybe find them. If they're unidentified, maybe identify them. They don't just seem to stop. I mean, we've seen it happen, absolutely. But I think it's rare. I think it's really rare. So, guys, that's it for today. It was a fast one, but I thought it was worth going over. 80 seemed like there were 2 or 3 of them on the West Coast. I agree. Yeah, I agree, friend. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, Virginia. Wolfie. Wolfie, good riddance to creeps like Joel Rifkin, right? Piece of work. Piece of work. Well, we were just finishing up, Wolfie, but go over the... It's a short one, so yeah, take a look at it after we're done here. Wolfie! That's adorable. Hola, Wolfie. So, guys, for anyone who's new and hasn't subscribed, please do hit that like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.